Hello, everyone. Today I will be talking about the integrity and research in cancer biology. And like I said, I will be focusing on the research in cancer biology on its molecular level, such as the genes related to cancer, microRNAs, the formation and suppression of tumor, and other molecular level in this cancer biology. And why is it important to talk about this matter? It's important because cancer biology guides diagnostics, drug targets, and treatment strategies. So it is important to talk about wrong findings and faulty data, because if the findings are wrong, then new therapies and then clinical trials can be misdirected, which means we might be delaying the cure to cancer. And basically, we're just wasting resources. And microRNA research is key for cancer diagnostics, such as blood tests and biomarkers. And it is also a key to therapy design, such as drug targets and gene regulation. That's why it's important to talk about this, because a good, reliable data is very critical for patient treatments and trials. And so I'm going to be talking about the breach of scientific method in the cancer biology, which stemmed from 3 articles. And I've written here the summary of what happened in the articles. And so in the first article, like I said here, false data, manipulation of image, and plagiarism. The second article is basically the inadequate supervision of the staff doing research. And the third article stems from the first 2 articles, which talks about the consequences of the cases of the previous misconducts in the articles. And so the first article's breach of scientific method, this all happened in the Ohio State University, by the way. And so what happened? Why did all this misconduct happen? There was a falsification in data and manipulation in image, which means there was duplicated and altered experimental figures. And also there are plagiarism, which is copied text without proper attribution, as we all know. And poor oversight, like I said here, the last slide. The supervision of staff doing research is inadequate, which means which could count as fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism, which are all core values of the scientific method. And so what happens then? What's the consequence? And so according to the US federal rules, the breach misconduct is accused for fabrication and falsification. And I said here, the Ohio State University, USA mirrors the federal law, which basically means that the researchers must ensure accuracy, honesty, and adequate supervision. So any misconduct in investigations must be fair and must be timely. And the last article just basically talks about the unpaid legal bills. It is not a fresh scientific violation, but the legal trouble reflects the consequences of earlier violations of federal and institutional integrity standards of the first 2 breaches that happened in the first 2 articles. So are there any violations that elsewhere? So the Canada's Tri-Agency Framework on Responsible Conduct of Research, they talk about, they forbid fabrication and inadequate oversight, and they don't want plagiarism and falsifications as well. And so these are the implications and consequences. So obviously there's gonna be loss of reputation. Any fundings that was given to research is basically now wasted. There is more scrutiny from possible funders for any new research. And on a personal level, there's a reputational harm, loss of grants, possible bans on federal funding, and also public trust is now affected, which erodes confidence in cancer research and basically in biomedical science overall. And basically, all in all, it's just slowing the progress in cancer therapy research. So it is important to talk about this topic because it is very important in the research of cancer biology. And that would be my presentation for all.